Good evening, everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. Ad break. Wait, it said the ad break was running it. Yeah, okay, whatever. One more minute. Bear with us. Okay, now I think the advertisements are finished. So yeah, good evening, everyone. Tis I, the Kluman, and we got some Kitsune painting to do today. What else? I know it backed up. Okay, now, so yes, let's get to the booth. Wham. Hello. Whoa, hold on. Test. I could have sworn I heard myself for just a moment. Do I have a monitor channel running? Hold on. Where did I hear myself? Huh. It's gone now. Oh, anyway. Hello and welcome. So, yeah, we've got this lovely Kitsune Lady here to work on. I've started actually a few streams ago, and now that the tournament thing I joined is finished, it's time to continue with her painting and it's seeming a bit dark. Let me get some other lights on. Hmm. Let me see. Hold on. It's not picture quality's not looking that good. Let me see. Let me see. Hmm. Let me see. What? Up. Oh. Ha. Okay. Let's go with slightly brighter exposure value. Oh yeah, there we go. Then we get a little paint palette out, and then we shall begin. So now let's see. So, last time I generally did silver over most of the stuff here. So I think today is trying to do some of the recessed areas like the skin. Let's figure out how to do her puffy tail as well. We'll get to that when we get to that. But let's do the recessed skin areas first, and the belts, and go from there. Yep, so let's see. I have some colors to use. I've got 3 colors to use from 2 thin coats. Let me grab these. So yeah, here we go. We got this. For Barbarian Brawn for the shading and stuff. Dwarven Skin as a brighter mid-tone, and then I have Elven Skin as a light tone. And I'm thinking. I'm gonna go with a Dwarven Skin first as a base, and then I'll highlight, a wash depending how it looks after that. Let's go with the medium color. So, Just give it a little shaky shake. Put this out a bit. Yeah, then depending how progress we go, how our progress goes with this, and maybe I'll paint some other things. We'll see. Well, you're a little bit, I'm a little bit tired, so we'll just see how this goes. Well, let's get some of this little dwarven skin going. There we go. And let's get a nice, small but sharp brush. Let's get you. My double O brush, which I'm going to just make sure it's nice and soft. I'm going to actually conditioner it right now. I'm just washing my brush right now just to make sure it's nice and soft. For maximum control in these tiny, tight, recessed areas. Love it. Washy washy. Rinsey rinsey. There we go. It's feeling soft. Okay, let's see. And let me actually want to make sure all the parts are here. So, man, yeah, come on. It's not stuck. So we have 2 legs, and thigh. We have head. The arms and torso are here. Okay, all the skin bits are here. So now let's do some very careful close-up work. So damp it. Load up a little bit. Let's see. One second. Where is that? Hold on. This strap is. Okay. Let me. Color block first, so I can tell where all the little tiny details are. She got some real tight straps on her, so I have to be very careful on those areas. Oh, we're doing some booba painting. We're gonna have a lot of pokey type paint strokes first, just to get the color where it needs to be. Let's see. Just those little recessed areas. Oh my god, this is actually pretty small. This is when I might need to pull this off camera a few times just to look close enough at her. Let me just bring camera much further up so I can actually get my head. Oh, my head literally bumps into my camera right now. Let's see. Extra high. So if you happen to see the back of my head, then well, so be it. Okay, there we go. Let us see how this works. Can you all see what I'm doing here? Sort of. Can I... Let me get the focus zoomed in a bit. Configure video. The focus manual, please. Okay. Can I zoom? I cannot zoom, so it's gonna be that. Be gone, bot! Boop. Okay. Alright, so now let us very carefully apply skin. Where it needs to go. Very carefully. Flip to the back. Let's very carefully apply it here. Very carefully reach it in. I can fix the silver and other colors later. Right now, let me just get to this skin where it needs to be first. Nice and carefully. Take it around here. Spot inside. Need a bit more dampness to the paint. Yep. Yep. Okay, there we go. To the edges. Okay. Let's see. And she has some skin on her arms. A little bit only. Just reach that in there. Reach it up. Right. Reach it there. Nice and carefully. There we go. Okay. Primary skin. There. Let's do thighs. Right up here. Yoop. Right along here. And that ass. Put that down a bit more. Some more that ass. Around the outside. There we go. All right. That's like the black bodysuit it looks like, and then her armor. That spot actually is supposed to be black. That little dimple there. That's fine. Go back to fix it later. Let's continue for now. Thin down a bit. And very carefully again. Just up to the line. I do rely on some of the raised surfaces to really help me identify some of those detailed spots there later. For now, let's continue along the butt. The base coat at least. Nice. Yes. Dunk. Load. And more inner leg. And that's flexify. Which honestly actually might be black. Hold on. That's what she's. Oh no, that's part of the black bodysuit thing. So no. So I don't need to put the skin tone. I need to keep the skin tone just up here first. All right. There's two thin coats for a reason. So first thin coat done. They're dry for a bit. Now for the Kitsune face. Let us very carefully color the face in. Nice and carefully. Just to the tips. Okay, just dry my brush off a bit. Try to soak up some of the excess paint here because this is a very small area. There we go. There. Okay. Layer 1. All right. Let me just bring this down a bit. Let's see. Pin this down a bit. Let's do careful layer 2. Fill this in. Very carefully. So if my voice is a bit soft right now, just I'm really focusing trying to get my brush into these tiny areas here. Get this side here done. Very carefully. There's some side boob I didn't paint, which I need to be done now. Yes. Up to the tip. There. All right. Let's see. Load this a bit. Let's just do layer 2 on the face. Just to get the nice base color. Like so. Trying to really see all the small details here. Okay. Then for leg. There we go. Smooth layer 2. Just to complete that ass. Check out that ass. Glazing up that ass. There we go. And then this ass. Rotate around. Rotate around. Okay. So 2 thin coats of skin. Clean off my brush a little bit. So then the next hardest color looks like in those little recessed areas is going to be all the belting and stuff. Yeah. Hmm. Inner belt. Let's do the inner belting and clothing first. So that's going to be a sort of a bodysuit color. So I'm just going to go with my good old Panzer Aces dark rubber. It's a pretty good, well, rubber look. See how it goes. Shake, 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 shake. Yep. So let's get a little bit of this dark rubber in. This is a watercolor paint, so it's unthin. So you do need to thin this manually. Not quite sure how to hair yet, but YOLO. Just YOLO. Got some water. And now to do let me see. 1 second. Did I miss some skin here? Oh, that's just some of the belting. All right. Let me see. Very carefully. Very carefully. This might need to go darker later, but at least it will act as a good base color to work with. Whoop. Nice and carefully. Need to fix up some of the chest skin as well. Oh, well, that's just how it goes sometimes. And now just a lot of very careful surface painting Very carefully. Go. Hello, Critical Crackpot. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to a very focused painting stream. As I paint some very tight straps on this Kitsune Lady. Welcome, welcome. I am just really trying to make sure I don't screw up too much. Although, again, mistakes are just part of the process. I can fix the paint in the future. I can fix the paint later. I am doing nicely thin paints, so I can fix repeatedly quite often. Right now, I just need to get those straps in. Hello, Dandy Paints Things. Thank you for the look. Greatly appreciate it. This top of these straps here doesn't look right, honestly. Oh, as I paint a bit more of it, we'll see. We'll find out. You need to touch up some of the skin there for sure. All right, just gonna use this Panzer rubber on all the straps first, just so that it's color blocked in, and I can go back in with a darker like black or something if need be, or whatever. Ooh. Very carefully. Nice. Take it round to the back.
Mummy, daddy button.
Thank you for the drive-by dick punch as I'm painting a pussy. Hello, Plum. How are you doing? It hurts so good.
Hydrate, you bastard, hydrate.
I hope you're having a good start to your day. So your dick punched me while I was brushing her pussy. There we go. Yeah, that's quite the events that happened. Yep. Thank you for the hydrate. Look, we got a little Kitsune Lady here. Focus? What happened to my focus? I'll drink in a moment. What happened to my focus? Come on. Off on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Got the focus going. There we go. Got this tiny ass little Kitsune Lady here. I was literally brushing up pussy as your dick punched me. Yeah, welcome. There I go. Now, this is one of the smallest minis I've been doing so far with those tight straps and stuff. Going to work? Nice. You should put this full screen in the boardroom. Yeah. Today's just a little relaxing night of I just want to paint up as much as I can of this lady here. And I'm definitely pushing my hand stability to the limit in these cramped quarters. Let's just say the other verses I worked on before at 1/6 scale was a lot bigger for me to work on for all the sussy areas. Well, this doesn't have any sussy area, this just has pin-up areas. But still, it's quite the interesting challenge, to say the least. I'm just trying to color block. Blocking colors that need to be here, then I can go back and fix individual areas later. Although her stupid axe handle is crossing my view here of where I need to get the strap painted. But, yeah, just a relaxing little stream. Might not be a full-length stream, we will see, because I am quite annoying myself. Well, I do wish you a good day at work, though, Plum. May it be a productive and not shit day. Oh, there's a strap in there. Is that? Yes. There we go. So we need to touch up some skin there again. Oh, well, that's just how it goes. Let's see. Just a spot. There. Okay. The rest of us actually is pretty well armored beyond this fan service part here. Yep. Okay. So now her thighs have a small bit of straps to do. Wet my brush, load up some more of this dark rubber. This little inner section here. Careful. Follow the contour of that. Just around here. And just this inside spot here. A little bit of paint. Fill it in. And then down here was a generous fill. Right up and along. Yes. Right down to the trim line there. All the way in. Okay. Maybe some fixes there later, but that, again, that's the nature of painting. Just get the color blocks in first, fix it up later. Let's see. Here. This. Follow this line. All the way along and around. Bit more water. More paint. Fill it in. All the way around. Nice and carefully. Hit the little strappy bit here. Up, over, and around the inside strap. Yep. Okay. A bit more. All the way along. Yep. There we go. Okay. Getting more strap done. Need to touch up the skin later as always, but that's just how it is. Anything else that needs to be this weird dark rubber? Let's just touch this up where it needs to be at. Right here. Having the underlayer silver makes it easier for me to spot where the paint wasn't fully covering, thankfully. Right here at the back. Reach in at an angle. Strap in there to get. Oh, come on. Reach in. Reach it in. There. Okay, so oh, there's a raised part there. That's why I was looking weird. Wait a second. There we go. That's why that was looking weird. There's a raised, slightly raised part for the strap. Again, there's also a bit more raised over here. Nice. Round right here. There. Okay. Right. No, there's a spot of silver. There. Okay. Let me just reapply this where I'm seeing silver. That shouldn't be. Okay. Clean my brush up a little bit. Let's load some skin tone. Patching up the skin tone first. Again, let's go with the obvious buzz. At least any major mistakes. If it's a light mistake, then I'm going to try to blend it in with like the wash that will come in later. There we go. Tracing the cleavage line. Very carefully. Go. Right along the edge. Very carefully. This inner booba line here. Outer booba line. Come on. Touch that up. Okay. Fix the arm a little. Let's look at her back a bit. Nudge this in. Need a bit more solid paint than wet paint. Touch it up inside. There. Okay. Thigh. Just follow the contours of the thigh. And that ass. I do like ass. Right along. Okay. Other thigh. Very careful and light application around here. There we go. Okay. The face. Can reinforce some of the face of the lower colors at least. For the shaded parts. Now, I'll use some of that elven skin to brighten up the upper layers later. Okay, there we go. Whew, okay. Okay. Oh, she's got a bright red cape I have to handle later. Keywords later. Let me see. Oopsie. One of my bases fell off the table. Come back. Okay, we have the base skin done. I think. Let me look closer. She has multicolored belts, which is annoying, to say the least. It's like a creamy color. It's a lighter brown color, which means... Let's see, a lighter brown. What light brown do I have? Actually, the elven skin I have is light brown. Yeah, I'll just use the elven skin for light brown then. Yeah, let's just get a little bit of the light... Bit of the elven skin in. Load up a spot on my brush. No, still it's a darker it's a dull brown still. Wait a second. Actually, no, the barbarian brawn. Actually, no. There we go. Let us get some of that out. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, load up some of that. So that is for this vertical belt here. Whoopsie. That is way too much. Okay, so there's going to be some color touch-ups there later. This is how it goes, as always. So which strap is that? So the one going down to the center here. This one. Very carefully. Good. Let's see. That paints down this way. Well, there. Clean my brush up a bit. Load up some of these other skin paint and just immediately fix this here. Yes. And then I need a small bit of bone white, it looks like. Where's my bone white at? Here it is. Oh, give me. Spot of bone white. There we go, load it. And like so. A spot here. Okay. And there's going to be a strap here is also sort of a bone white look. Very carefully. Whoop, round. Just a spot on the top ridges. Same here. All the way along. Nice. And the top ridge of the strap. There. It goes into the armor there. There. Okay. Gonna need some little gold bits there later on. Very carefully finish straps up here. Right. Then, also I think a bit of a dark steel here is going to be needed just for the inside. Dark steel. Dot. Straight inside here. Circle. Yep. Just around that ridge line there. The little strap mounts. Absorb. Absorb some of that. Gets just the pigment right here where it needs to be. Okay. Dried brush. Absorb what shouldn't be there. And then just stick a bit more of the skin color in. And absorb away excess. Yes, okay, there we go. Let's see, need a spot of the gunmetal here on the sides. Like that. And like that. Okay. Nice. All right, all right, all right. Let us see. Let's do a tiny spot of the elven skin here now. Just at the raised areas, well, upward facing areas. Just for like the skin contrast. Oop. Like that. Oop. Just a small bit. Oh. There we go. That's given a little bit of a highlight to her skin. We do similar here. Mostly around the top of the buttocks. Like so. Same for the other side. So on the top of the buttocks. Then blend it in a bit. Yeah, the top sides of the thighs. And then her face. Just near the tops of the face, her face here. Okay. Nice. All right. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Some bits need to be, I think, a bit darker. A little bit of a dark black, so I think we'll just go with a regular black. And just tone it down a bit. There we go. Just a spot of black. There we go. Need it a bit thicker. There we go. Very carefully. There we go. Do the main bikini parts a bit carefully here. Just around the side. There we go. Again for the other side, just make it around here. Ooh boy, very carefully along the edge. I'm probably going to do a, what do you call it, a nice a brown sort of wash over this to blend it all together. But first, let's just do a nice sort of black, well, it is black, bikini pieces at least. Bikini pieces first, and then I'll keep the straps the light gray color, rubber gray color. Right. That. And like this. Maybe a little bit more. Very carefully. Nice and easy around. There we go. Okay. Clean my brush up a bit. Alright, I think it's time I start working a bit more on the armor and the weapon and everything. And also figure out how to do the cloak as well. And the hair. I got a lot to figure out on this still. Yeah, let's get some... Obviously, she's got a bunch of gold trim on her armor, so... we'll go with the good old Retributor Gold. Oh, ad break first. So, guess ad break. Take a moment to stretch and everything and see. Ugh. Oh, my back. Stretch, hydrate a bit while the ad break goes. Blink my eyes a little bitty bit. And see. Yeah. Hot. There. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually a cool model. It's going pretty well. Let me just bring this in. It is much smaller than I'm used to trying to work with these details, so I am having to stare at this a lot more carefully, but hey, it works. I'm gonna have a bunch of careful gold details, and then I also have to get the red cape details done. I might do the cape last just because that's the hardest thing to hold on to. Now, let's see. While the ad break runs, let me just look at this axe. See how to color that. It's got sort of like a bandage wrap along it. And partway up it changes color. to like a bluey, dark bluey color. So bandage wrap to a dark bluey color. Okay. Let's see. What do I have for that color? A dark blue. Wait, where's my Titan? I have a Titan blue. The Titan blue should work nicely for that. Ah, give me my Titan blue. Yeah, there we go. Titan blue. So welcome back from the adverts, everyone. I'm just getting some colors out. So I need a Titan blue for the haft. And then she has a, what do you call it? Bandage wrap, which is probably, I'm going to do the bone white, and I'm going to like tone it down with a brown wash or something. She has the very rich red cape, which I'll do later. And then also touch up silver as well, actually. I think actually I have to touch up the silver as well. So actually, yeah, let's go with the haft first. A small bit of blue to prepare it. There's also a small bit of bone white. And then I'll touch up the silver and then go into the gold after that. Let's see. Grab some blue. And the color change happens at this point here. Hold on, let me draw my brush. That feels like it was a bit too wet here. Absorb some away. Whip. Reach in. So that blue color right up until the hand, where it changes. Reach it very carefully to the hand. Swing around. Get it the outside here. Okay. That part is blue. Then I need the bone white after that. Need some more bone white at least. Yep, there we go. Down up a little bit more. That goes for the rest of the shaft here. So very carefully, just apply this to the end. Take it around a bit. Got a little gold detail that separates these pieces at least, so that's easy to tell the end point. Around. Yep. Nice and simple. Okay. So now what I need to do is clean the brush off. Complete up the rest of the silver bits now. So my good old aluminum. Over there. Oh, nope, that's mixing with the white over here. There you go. carefully. Make the rest of the silver things actually silver. Nice and carefully. Yep. Very good. Wait, I missed a spot of the bone white. Whoopsie. Hold on. 1 moment. Just under here. Load it a bit. Okay. There we go. Now that's touched up. Back to the silver. Oh, so this axe needs to be silvered a bit better. There we go. Load up a bit more. Nice. Around here. Silver the rest of this. Load up all the little bits and bobs here. There we go. Alright, so while we're here, let me just try to touch up any silver bits that needed it as well. A little bit more silver. And else I had to touch up here on the hip plates. Very carefully. Do the inside as well to be safe. Reach in. Get that silverized. Nice. Okay. Okay. Leg. Load some silver. In the spots that were not filled in fully last time I did this. Yep. That's fine. This load up. Blah, 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 blah. Get all those little accessories I missed the last time, just to be safe. Yeah. Okay. Clean up my brush. Okay, while the silver dries up a bit, I think I need to start figuring out how to do the kitsune hair and stuff. Hmm. Kitsune hair. I think we're going to start with a khaki first, and then work off the khaki for like the slight blonde look she has. There we go. Throw it up. Okay, let's see. Let's just apply that generally around. Way around here. So I think we're going to go to khaki, and they're going to probably go with a lighter, a bone white or a yellow sort of dry brushy over that. And that's going to be the basis for the kitsune hair. Just need to generally apply this all over. Then we can also shade it with a flesh shade after or something. And carefully all around. You also do that for a tail as well. Was it the well? The curtains will match the drapes and the pom pom. So says I. Very carefully. Don't touch her blindfold. Yep. Stabilize my hands together. Like so. There we go. Just get the rest of the hair bun going. There we go. Nice. A little more khaki. For the other sides of the head. Very carefully, just slather that around. Angle this right. Get those hairs in. Nice and carefully. There, okay. Yep. Boop, like that. Then we clean this brush up and get a bigger brush and just lather all over the pom-pom tail. Let me see. This is a stock brush. Load some water. Load it and blah 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 it. There we go. Nice and carefully. Well, not really carefully. This is just the entire thing. There we go. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Oh, first layer is applied. This is going to need a second layer once it's dry. And then a large dry brushing on top of that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, leave that for a bit. Clean my brush off. Dry it off. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Is there anything in this box still? What? There's a paint gun which I didn't use. Nope, that's that. Okay, put that back in. Okay, let's see. Where's the head? Here it is. Get a spot of the bone white. And I'll dot it where her eye is. And re-enable some of this paint bit. Can I? Nope. We get a spot of that paint again. For a little bit of tiny spot of lipstick. For her lips at least. What? It's clogged. 1 second. Hmm. Okay. Got what I needed from that. Clean that up a bit. Try to get that eye dotted in a bit better. Well, actually, a bit worse, but I can work with that. Because I can then just absorb away from around it. With a dry brush. There, okay. Okay, we need a little bit of the skin brown I was working with. What the heck? Nani? What? Why is it not squirting? The fuck? 1 second, let me go. Paper clip and really dig deep. There we go. Dug deep. What the heck? How is this clogged? 1 second. Okay. Try this again. There we go. Now we got a little bit going. Whoop. More. And Just a little bit of a dot of it here. Okay. A little bit more khaki. And very carefully. Very carefully. Do the vertical stripe or vertical strokes on the hair. Nice and carefully. Back. Then just following the path of the hair to just re-establish more color. Like so. Let it dry. Gonna do the same, but with the big brush here on the tail. Where did my big brush go? Here it is. Load up water. Load up khaki. And just brush it on. All the way along and down. There. Get the nice base. Perfect. Load. Oh, yes. There we go. Okay. Put that down. Okay, so clean the brush up. Let's see. I think it's time to start working on some of the golden trim on this while the rest of it dries, and then I'll dry brush the hair and figure out what to do next with it. Probably will start working on it on the base, just so I have something to stick it onto when it's ready. So let's see. Gold trims. Let's see. Here's the base. The base, how did I grab the base? Don't really know how to grab the base. Work with a red brown, I guess. So let's just get the bit of a red brown going with my large brush. Just prepare the base with a base color. A base color for the base. There we go. Did I just put the brush I was using? Here it is. So load up. And just liberally apply it all around as a base color. There we go. All around. So yeah, just this red brown as a main base color and a ton of dry brushes and highlights, I guess, would really give this the weird rocky look it needs. Just grabbing it by whichever side I can, honestly. Need just kind of a bit more paint. Yeah, there we go. Dunk. Dunk and brush. We're dunking brushing. I might be dunking and brushing in the donuts, even. By donuts, I mean buttholes. There we go. Just load this up liberally. Just hit the bottom edge as well, just to be safe. Actually, no, I shouldn't, because I need to put this down. Shit, never mind then. Why am I continuing like this? No, I shouldn't. Oh well. Let's put that down there. And while I was there, I'll just try to dab on paint onto the part I was holding on to. There we go. Okay, just leave that alone to dry. The pillars are doing the bone whites, which I then weather down with a wash. So, where's my bone white? Here it is. Decant a bit more. There we go. Again, it's heavily weathered, so it doesn't need to be that neat of a color, so to speak. Just, I need that base color working first for me. Just like with the C2 resin figure I did. I think actually with that one I did an off-white, and then I did a sort of brownish red enamel wash over that. And well, Reichland Flesh Shade is a brownish red wash. So that's what I'm going to do here then, most likely. But first, let's just get a somewhat decent base coat to work off of for the washing over that. Probably at least 2 coats, since this is white. There we go. That's done. Leave it alone. Don't touch anymore. Move on to the next one. Load this up. And then slap this paint on. Nice. Carefully all around. All the way around. Wow. There we go. There. Okay. 2 pillars. Drying. Clean the brush. Let us look into this hair now. Get some plastic. Tap this brush a bit on the plastic here. Got a bit of a dry brush now. Using the bone white as a dry brush over all the hair. There we go. Load up. Way around. Just sort of a rough dry brush. Well, not much dry brush. Heavy dry brush, I'd say. To emblondin this a bit more. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Just a bit of a much heavier dry brush on this. Really make it brighter and lighter. Okay. Load that up, and then we do the same on a puffy tail. Puffy tail. Around all these angles and stuff. Nice and carefully. There we go. Very carefully. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let that dry brush dry first, and then maybe it needs a few more layers, or a wash on top of that to finish it up. Clean up my brush first. Dry it, absorb my wastewater, because I think I need new clean wastewater to change my next color, which is going to be the gold. Alright, time for a little bit more water. There we go. Okay, time for the gold. Just shaky, shake, shake, shake. Again, my gold is going to be some lovely Electrobuter Armor Gold. Some of the best gold I've ever worked with. Unfortunately, it's Citadel, but it works, it works. Dollop. Okay. Let's see. Let us now very carefully edge the gold very carefully on this. Nice. There's any raised surface here, it gets a spot of gold. It's part of its trim. Hmm. Straight down this way. Load up a bit more. Very carefully. Straight down. Looping all the way back around. There we go. And very carefully. Ooh, along the top here. There, okay. Gold trim. Load up a bit more. Nice. Then this golden knee pad here. Very carefully. Got a sharp point of a boot jamming into my finger. Nicely all the way down. Then there's this lower part. Reload. Bottom rung. Oh, the one below it as well. Small details on it. What? Very carefully. Nice. Also, there's a trim here to follow along. Right. Anywhere else? This golden trim here. Reload. Very carefully along and around. Okay, same for this side. Load up. Okay, come on. Reach it very carefully. Okay. Very carefully around here. Almost got this. And then this bottom golden trim. Dab some liquid, reload, more paint. Keep brushing. All the way around. Okay. There. All right. Okay, that's a ton of gold trim done on one leg. Whoop. Drop my paintbrush. 1 second. Whoop. Hold up. Touch this up here. Oop. One little mistake. Wipe that up. There we go. Let's see. Over here, there's some gold trim as well. Very small raised details. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, that's one leg with all the gold trim done. Time for other gold leg with all the gold trim to do. Load it. Very carefully now. Very carefully now. Straight across. Through. Let's get this trim going. If it's a raised surface, it's a trim. Very carefully. Well, careful. Very careful. Right along the edge. Very good. And get the angles right. Nice. Okay. Continuing. Nice. Load up again and continue. Triangle part up here. Very carefully. Oh my god. Reloading. Oh my god. Oh my god. This lower section. The hook. And the lower trim. Patience is a virtue. Take it nice, simple, and easy. Load, reload, and carefully proceed. Go. Anything else I'm missing? Not really. Just continuing the loop around the back. Oh boy. Careful leg. Just around the bend. Very carefully. There we go. Catch those outside details. Road. Get the gold trim around the foot. Just the upper part of the gold foot. Nice. Wrap around. There. Okay. 2 legs. Gold trimmed it. Okay, clean the brush off first. Make it nice and wet and smooth again. And now your arms and axe. Let's get a little bit more of the gold, bit of gold, dollop. All right, let us see. So apparently, starting with what's easiest and most visible, this tip point of the back of your axe is gold. Like so. And then the little ring that attaches it to the rest of it. And I know you have a second ring like that here. Very carefully, just get that brush in there. Yes, okay. Now, look for gold trims. We have one trim on the shoulder. Interesting how that's just one trim like that. Did I reverse that, or did the kit come in with it reversed? I might have reversed that, my mistake. Whoopsie, my oopsie. Oh dear. Okay then. Artistic choice then. I'm doing artistic choice to hide my mistake. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fear not about it. Get my brush off. Clean that spot. Okay. Continuing. With a little bit more dollop of paint. Load. Continue. Golden axe blade tips. How lovely. Very carefully. Like that. Okay. Where else? Okay, the entire outer edge, it seems. That is doable. Just very careful. Tracing along the sides and the edges. Along the blade edge. Very carefully. Right. And the other side of it. Right along. Straight along. Very cool. Like so. Follow the rest of the side. Follow it again. Follow the rest of the side edging. There. Okay. Your golden axe trim. And the inner trim now. Huzzah. Oop. Nice. All the way along. Perfect. Same for the other side. Load up the gold. Carefully apply it to the raised surfaces. All the way. Carefully. Okay. Clean up the mistakes. Very carefully. Huh. I'm gonna go with some silver. No, my silver dried out, did it? Nope. Had a spot of silver left still here. Use that to touch up the spot. Okay. You have another gold spot on the haft. Load it. There's a spot of gold right there. The very low haft spot. Oh, no, I need to reload my gold. Nope, ad break started. Oh well, take a break, everybody. Anyone who's subscribing, thank you for your subscription, your support. Otherwise, oh well, YOLO. Let's see. Small half spot here. Ooh. It's, your arms is just the outer trim, really. So, very carefully, outer trim the arms. All the way around. Nice and carefully. Same for the other side. Ooh. Right along and around that edge. Same for down here. Tiny edge. All the way along. Okay. Touch up the axe a bit. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, needs a little bit more. Feel like, yeah, I could use this. Load up that gold. And do the... Yeah, to match the thing, yeah, it needs to have this outer part also engolded. reach around. Yes. Load it. Fill it. There. Thing, because yeah, she has this like the blue and the red. She got like the red cloak and everything, and there's that spot of blue. I feel like, kind of feel like she needs that slightly asymmetric look on the right shoulder then, or the left shoulder. Yeah, I'm feeling like it. So you need a rich red, a very rich red color. And I might do either Dread Red. Let's see, Emperor Red. No, I think the Burgundy. I think looks nice. Maybe not. No, maybe Emperor Red. Yeah, let's go for Emperor Red. Now it's time to sway from the box slightly, just because I feel like it would look nice. Let me just go dollop of Emperor Red out. Load up. Very carefully. On this armor plate specifically. Follow along the edgings. There. Let's put that in a bit. Up to the edge here. There we go. A nice golden, rich gold and red left shoulder. Brush up a bit. I feel like that same lovely red should go to her cloak as well. So let's get the big brush. Load up. There we go. Let us now very carefully apply this to her cloak. And this is two thin coats as always, so, well, two thin coats. Let's just get the color blocked into it first. Nice and carefully. Push that in. I can't hold it by the cloak anymore because the cloak has wet paint on it, so I hold it by the axe that I hope is dry. Else, if not, I'll just easily speck or touch it with the gold again to finish it up. There we go. Just load up very carefully now near the edges here. Oh boy. Getting a little bit delicate now. Up. Up. There we go. Carefully up to the edge. Very carefully. Right up there. Load up. Very carefully. There we go. Nice. Load it. All the way to the end. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let go of that. Okay, grab it again. Second thin coat going on the inside. There. Okay. Ugh. Finish up some angles. Okay, clean that off a bit. Place this down to dry like that. Clean my brush. Okay. Get my small brush again with a little bit of gold to touch up the act where I was touching it that. So, dot some water, dot some gold. I was holding it around here. I need to touch up silver as well. Whoopsie. My bad. Go. Just gold that side. Bit of gold on this side. Okay. Clean that off. Try to revive some of the silver that was still on this palette here. Can I? Yes, I can. I touch up the silvers. Wherever I can do that. Right there. Spin. Touch it up on those curve-ins. Concaves. There we go. Okay. Put that down to dry. Okay, while our lady here dries, let's look back at her hair and stuff. Like she needs a little bit of a very specific bone white now. More bone white. Load it in. Just for the light fluffiness inside her ears. Okay, actually absorb the wastewater first. Get some new clean water. Grab some water in. Fill that. Okay. Let us very carefully just fuzz up the inside of her ears a bit here. There we go. Nice. Okay, clean my brush off. Big brush again. With the plastic. Dab it in. Swizzle, swizzle it. Get a dry brush going. And let's do a bit of a rougher dry brush on her tail, just to smooth it out a bit more. There. Let's see. Got she had a little knife as well to do. Boop. Is there any guide for knife colorings? I don't think so. Nope. I guess I get to guesstimate what a knife is going to look like. Coolio. Anyway, let's see. How are we looking so far? I need small brush again. Spot of water, a spot of the red. Just to even it out a bit here. There. Okay. Okay. I think we're a good place to just to attach the legs together first, just so that it's stable. Go. Yeah, not sticking. That's not good. That. There we go. So we can compare with the base as well to make sure alignment is good. Okay, tiny small bit. The leg comes on in. So not sticking. How come? Well, just a bit more. Up. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Is that good alignment? Why is the alignment not working? Here you go. Come on. Got the alignment. Holding it. Whoop, which way? Like this. Like that. Holding it together a bit. Okay. See, is this okay? Positioning? Seems to be. Doesn't feel too stable on the model, but actually is not too stable on the model, but maybe. There. Make that easier for it to slot into the base. For the alignment. Like so. Yeah, look at that. Oop. Think I'll just let this stay still like this for a bit. Should be good. I think I can test fit the head. If I'm lucky. Yes. Okay, head test fit. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, pretty cool. Basically, gotta let the leg, really make sure these legs dry well. Then we need to stick her little tail, her pom-pom tail on later, as well as a little combat knife here. Although, let me see. Kind of do want to make sure that the super glue dries on her legs well. So, please, are the legs stable now? Stable as they're gonna ever be. Okay. Boop. Put her like this. Let's see. So I need to paint up her knife, as well as work on her little fluffy tail thing. And I think her fluffy tail thing. I'm thinking. I wanted a warm color, so maybe non-Agrax Earth shade. The Viclin Flesh shade might be a good wash to go over that to really blend that and the hair together. Also, a little bit that build that onto the skin parts as well. So let me get that out. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any other planning grind with a pre-mix color for that. Just light enough. So I'm just gonna go with the flesh shade itself from Citadel. Since I have it. I say since I have it while looking into my box and not seeing it. Is it actually on my desk? I have the Bellacananium contrast, which would be for the armor part, but it's the flesh shade here. The Belcher, no, that's Earth shade. Oh, here it is. Here's the flesh shade. Okay. Let's get a watered down amount of flesh shade. Shake it first. A watered down flesh shade. And then just apply it to the tail. Stop rotating. Don't get rotated, idiot. There we go. Just flesh shade, filter this through all her tail fluff. Gives it a bit of a warmer look. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit more of that flesh shade for her hair itself. Stick a head back on the pike. And very carefully swash it through her hair. Give it a little bit of the conditioner and stuff. Actually, that also goes on the skin as well, just to help wash the skin too. Okay. And a tiny spot of this. Watered down, obviously. Onto her skin. And actually onto her belts and everything here. Just to blend it all. Nice and carefully. There we go. Skin shaded. And now, let me look. Let's absorb this water up. Let's get some fresh water in. Because now to do a little bit of a wash on her armor as well. Instead of doing the black, the like very dark black I normally do, I'm gonna try the Belisarcum Grey, which I picked up for the Star Wars Legion stuff I work on, because it's more transparent. Like it's not gonna be, it's gonna tint it a lot less. You know, just want to try and see. So let's get a bit of it on my palette here. Yep. Bap. Water it down a bit. And let us try it on the axe first. Fill in all those axe details so we may axe them all the questions. There we go. Very nice. Just wipe it, keep it smooth, wipe it away any and all pooling that might be around. Nice. Let's hit the top. Also excess I can just put onto the armor as well, directly. And then wipe excess away with the same brush. And then redistribute it down to the armor. Nice, okay. Load up a bit more. spot more on the shoulder, on the armor panels here. Really fill in those recesses. Touch of it on the gold on this side. Oh, some of the cape, red cape has gone to her shoulder there. I'll have to fix that later. But first, let's put the wash into all these metal bits here. Need a little bit more. Okay. Let's go down the leg. Really distribute this out as much as I can. Straight down the leg. Any pooling, I absorb up and shift it around to a part that doesn't have the wash on it. Fill it up. Same for this side. Nope, needs a bit more. Needs a bit more. Oop. Dab, 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 dab. There we go. Wash down this armor here. And her hand and arm gauntlet, of course. Yeah, look at that. Much nicer. Okay. So, to do is her pom-pom hair and stuff, and her base. Let me just clean this brush off. Let's see, how shall I proceed with this? Actually, the wash on the hair needs to dry for sure, so I can't really touch the hair anymore tonight, I think. The base, though, I can work a bit on the base. I think, let's get the big dry brush. Well, my big dry brush. Wherever the big dry brush is. Hmm. What the fuck? Where is my big dry brush at? Oh, I have the starter Citadel dry brush. Why not? Let's use that. Let's use that. So let's see. The rocky outcrop, it's mix of different browns. I did a red brown already. We need a bit of a lighter brown now. Honestly, the woven skin makes a good lighter brown to work with. So let's just get a little bit there. My palette. Got my plastic to help with mixing it. Nope. And circles around. Okay, that's good. Then I'm just gonna dry brush this. There we go, that's pretty good. That's working out nicely. There we go, just generously dry brushing it. Just for that nice, weird, slightly uneven texture. Of course, everything. There we go. Sort of rocky look to it all. Look at that. Then, I think we can do with a little bit of a light gray dry brush now. Just to balance things slightly. So, just dab some light gray into my very same dry brush. Good. There. Milady, stay there. There we go. Bit of a heavier dry brush than I thought it would be. Or wetter dry brush than I thought it would be, but oh well. We can work with this. Oh, I can work with this. There. Let that dry for a bit. Let's look at these pillars. I can just lightly dry brush them right now. Okay. Dry brush is done. So this is going to need a bit of a wash after that. I think we just the Agrax Earthshade will be fine for this. Oh, Agrax Earthshade. That's right outside. There's my Agrax Earthshade. Here it is. To re-brownify it again. Water. Agrax Earthshade. And slather this with it. Dab, dab, dab. What are you stuck on top of? I don't know. Anyway. Dabbing the Agrax shade around on this weird sort of surface we've generated now with all the brushy brushies. Getting all the recesses brought out again. Okay, so that is a wait for later to dry up. You also just use the remaining of it for my brush to weather down pillars. Same for this side. Slightly watered down egg wax. This one. There. Just tinting it nicely, weathering it down, making it look decrepit and old. There. Okay. Clean the brush up. Oh, you're gonna need a new tissue. And yes, let's see. How does the rest of this look? Needs a little bit of a yellow dry brush, I think. Let's see, do I have a yellow I can... Just a sandy yellow to really bring out the blonde. I do, I have Hothgoth's Hide. Let's get my dry brush out. You get a little dabbling of it. Plastic. There we go, that's more like it. Let's grab this. And just... There we go. Now we're getting a bit of a golden blonde color to this from the dry brushing. Oop. Get the root. Let's do that again. So, that to the head here. Yeah, there we go. Dry brush the blonde on. There. Just used up the rest of it under her tail since she's such a big poofy tail. Okay. Put that down. Put that down. Clean off the dry brush. Okay, just absorb all this gunk here, these tissues. Get new clean water going. Oop. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what I need to do now is her knife. There's a little combat knife, which I almost forgot. So let us see. I think first let us clip this back onto a peg so I can hold the damn thing. Let's get my silver going. Why are all my paint pots getting sealed closed today? Is it really that dry today? Oh well. Let's dab some of the silver in. Since the rest of her has all like straps and things and gold and whatnot, I think she's gonna have a silver decorated hilt for her knife with some like the straps things holding it onto her again. So let me just get it silvered first, and then we'll do the smaller details later. Go. Okay, silver applied. And then I'm going to need myself my brown, my oxide for that little belty thing she has on top of it. Just very carefully cover that part. Very carefully up and around. Yep. You know, brush off. Feel like she'll have like the gold little details and stuff on. So let's get a bit of gold. So the gold hilt. The looks fine actually. Grab more of the brown. Touch it here. Touch it there. Okay. Then the bone white for the handle, since that's what her other handle's like as well. Yep, yep. There we go. Clean that off. Okay. So it looks like all the basic components are done now, but all their washes and paints need to definitely dry before I can really work on any other the final washings and stick it together. So I think we have naturally hit the end of the stream. A pretty decent time, I'd say. So yeah, let us just quickly get a quick preview of how things are looking. So the base we can't touch for sure. Pillars we can't really do much with. Knife can't do anything till that dries out. Her little pom-pom tail needs to attach after the knife to make it fit. Her main head I can just pop off right now and just slot on for the preview. And there we go. Check that out. Aha. A lovely, sexy Kitsune Fox lady. Very nicely painted up, if I do say so myself. So again, yeah, thank you for coming. I will post pictures of this when I finish off stream, or whenever next stream, we'll find out. Which is almost pretty much one of the final stretch of it. She's pretty much done. I just have to color the space a bit more to my liking, stick these things together, and then done. Yeah, so let us see whomst we can find to raid at this lovely time. There's a few people I see. Ooh, ooh, lots of people here. Ta-da. Wow, tons of people. Very good. However, I see a certain specific. Hey, we're gonna send painting into painting. Yeah. Look. Let's get the raid going. Flash raid. Boom. There we go. Raid go. We're gonna see Sweet. She's got her birthday merch announcements happening, and she's gonna be painting her nails. It's just I've been painting my fingers while painting this lady here. So yeah, thank you for coming. Greatly appreciate it. As always, I stream every Tuesday, 10 p.m. TST. My socials are here. My Discord is here. And now let's get the raid message. Raid message is gonna be Kitsune Fox ladies in your area. Oh, near your area. In your area. Also good. Also, happy birthday. And then we can add some emotes to this at the end. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop, bop. There we go. That's the main message. I should have typed in a separate line. Oh, well, boom, we can copy it there. Yeah, thank you for coming. Great, appreciate it. And as always, until next time, grab you here. away we go. Yum.